Pa ha, ito naman yung komento ni Panelo. Bago na ituloy, napakaganda kasi ng komento ni Panelo dito patungkol dito sa nangyayaring hearing na ito eh. Panoorin natin ito ha. At bigyan natin ng reaksyon dahil napakaganda po ng mga niyang binitawan po ni Panelo dito.
The House Justice Committee will resume today the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte. Good morning. I'm Attorney Karen Jimeno, and this is At the Forefront. The impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte will push through today. This after the Duterte camp failed to get a temporary restraining order from the Supreme Court. Some say this should be set aside and government should tackle the more pressing matter of the ongoing oil crisis. But some lawmakers say holding a public official into account is equally important. To help us analyze this, we'll be speaking with Attorney Salvador Panelo. He's a former Chief Presidential Legal Counsel. Good morning, Attorney Sal.
Good morning, Attorney Karen.
Okay, so today is the House Justice Committee hearings on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment.
You mean the Moro-Moro?
You call it a moro-moro?
Yeah.
Bakit naman?
Oh, they've already decided on that. It's a foregone conclusion. They will transmit it to the House of Reps, and the House of Representatives will transmit it to the Senate.
Well, House Assistant Majority Leader and Lanao Representative Zia Alonto Adyong said the impeachment hearings could also provide Vice President Sara Duterte an opportunity to answer allegations against her.
So he doesn't call the trial in the Senate not an opportunity to present evidence?
Yun, di ba? Kasi sinasabi ng mga congressman kesyo, oportunidad daw para magpasinungalingan ni VP Sara Duterte mga akusasyon. Una-una sa lahat, mga hindot kayong mga congressman. Kayo ang may burden of proof. Ibig sabihin, nandun ang bigat nasa inyo. Bigat ng patunayan yung inyong mga akusasyon. Wala po sa depensa. Wala po yan kay VP Sara Duterte na patunayan na sinungaling kayo. Wala yon sa kanya. Nasa sa inyo yan. May katotohanan ba sinasabi ninyo? Nasa sa inyo yan. Kayo dapat ang magpatunay. So para sabihin mo na, para mabigyan siya ng chance magpaliwanag, mga hindot, hindi niya kailangan. Kayo ang magpaliwanag. Patunayan ninyo na totoo yan sinasabi ninyo. Kasi yung ginawa ninyo kay Madriaga ay hindi pagpapatunay na tama si Madriaga. Alam mo kung anong ginawa lang nila kay Madriaga? For the optics says. You know why? Kasi hindi naman kinwestiyon. Bawal mo ngang questionin yung credibility ni Madriaga eh. Bawal mo ngang questionin beyond dun sa kanyang sinulat o sa kanyang affidavit. Ang pwede lang, ulit-ulitin mo lang putang inang affidavit na yan. Yan lang ang pwede. Ulit-ulitin mo lang yung affidavit na yan. Yun lang. Kung uulit-ulitin mo lang din pala tong lintik na affidavit mo, bakit hindi nyo na lang i-transmit yan sa Senado? At doon magsimula ng trial. We challenge you. Hindi, alam mo, itong ginagawa nila sa Kamara, for optics lang to eh. For optics lang. Para ma-prejudge na. That's the goal of this mini trial or hearing is para ma-prejudge na si VP Sara Duterte in public. It's not really to know the truth. No, it's not. Yun nga mahirap eh. Hindi naman ang purpose ito para malaman natin katotohanan eh. Ang purpose nito ay para lang talaga ma-judge na si VP Sara Duterte. That's the truth.
So you're saying dapat yung trial, yung gagawin nila today, ginagagawin sa Senate.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you're also supporting the allegation of the Duterte camp that this is a mini trial.
Of course. In the first place, it came from them. It's them they're saying, the Committee on Justice.
That word that
spoken
yes.
by the chair.
Oo,
Diba, siya
Chairman
mismo,
Luis Straw.
galing sa kanya yun eh. Pagkatapos kayo, tatanggi-tanggi sila. Yan ang problema sa kanila.
Oo. And I guess for those watching, why would a mini trial, if this does indeed constitute a trial, why would that be unconstitutional?
Kasi you have to determine only a probable cause. You don't need a mini trial for that. So the evidence are submitted and you decide whether or not there is probable cause or not.
Pero hindi ba nalilito na rin ang Congress as to what they should be doing considering the decision of the Supreme Court when before they didn't conduct these proceedings, the Supreme Court held the impeachment to be unconstitutional and they laid out what would be the requirements for due process.
I don't think nalilito sila o tuliro sila. I think they want to use that as a forum, a platform for free publicity. They want to project themselves. Alam na naman nila yun eh. Pati tayo loko ninyo eh.
Pero kung magkakaroon din naman ng trial sa Senate, bakit hindi na lang nila ipadala sa Senate itong impeachment?
Exactly. Yun nga ang palagi kong sinasabi sa aking programa eh. Padala nyo na yan, magkaalaman na.
Yun! Yun eh.
Wala ko ba gusto niya ng blood bath at siya nag-file ng certiorari. Kasi nga, kayo nang gugulo eh. Kaganda-ganda na, alam niyo na naman na makakapasa yan. Ba't di niyo pa ituloy? Para matapos na yan. But, alam mo, eleksyon eh, 2 years from now, kailangan nila yung platform. Kailangan nilang gamitin ang platform para siraan si Inday Sara, i-bully na naman yung mga resource persons dyan. Alam mo na, yung style nilang bulok.
And you don't think that's going to backfire? I mean, do they have enough votes in Senate right now to just outright impeach Vice President Sara?
I've been saying that Committee on Justice will file that, transmit it to the plenary, and the plenary will vote. Not the 215 votes that they had before, but definitely papasa. But pagdating sa Senate, wala. Absuelto yun.
Kaya palagay mo, dito na lang ginagawa yung trial sa Congress, sa House of the Representatives.
Correct.
The Vice President's husband, Attorney Meneses Carpio, has filed a petition before the Quezon City RTC, seeking to prevent the BIR from submitting their tax records to the House Committee on Justice. Do you think he will get a favorable ruling? Kasama kasi ito dun sa mga nasabpina.
That depends sa court. Pero in the first place, dapat di sila nag-i-issue ng subpoena. They're fishing for evidence. Wala silang ebidensya siguro. Kaya
Yan, ang totoo.
kung kinukuha nila ng salin, kung ano-ano pinagkukuha nila.
Oo nga. But di ba ang rule dapat, or at least my understanding is, at the House Justice Committee level, when you say finding of sufficiency of form and substance, that
Tapos
would mean
na.
you go, but it's within what was filed in the complaint, including what the attachments were. Pero hindi sila yung nagpapasabina dapat.
Correct. Tsaka isa pa, sabi nila, di ba sabi ng Supreme Court, bigyan kayo ng due process. Ba't kayo nagre-reklamo? Bigyan kayo ng due process. Therefore, getting due process means give them a chance to present evidence for themselves or defend themselves. But if they do not want, they waive it. But that's still due process. The opportunity should be given to any respondent. Yan ang sinasabi ng due process.
But in this case, since the Quezon City RTC was sought to provide a remedy in terms of preventing the House Justice Committee from obtaining the tax records of Attorney Mans Carpio, do you think based on legal merits that he would prevail or he should prevail?
Well, if I were a judge, I would deny it.
Deny the
Deny the request for a subpoena.
of the House Justice Committee. So you think there are legal grounds to prevent the House Justice Committee from
Yes, kasi nga, hindi
obtaining these
naman,
records?
that's not the forum for that. Dapat noong pa nila, meron na silang ebidensya. Hindi ngayon lang sila kumukuha. Kasi nga, they want to use that platform for themselves. And against Inday Sara.
Pero kung ganun, hindi ba pwedeng gawin niya ng complainants to find these records as well and present it as evidence here in the House Justice Committee or eventually at the Senate?
Exactly, dapat nga yun na priniset na nila yun. Kasi nga wala silang may present. Kaya pinapokus sila kay Madriaga. Tama yung sinasabi ng anak kong si Attorney Paulo. Naku, tuwan-tuwa kami, ipipresent niya yan. Masisira kayo lahat dyan. Kasi nga, all the allegations of Madriaga have been rebutted, disputed by documentary evidence, by testimonial evidence. Bagsak talaga sila dyan. It will blow up on their faces.
So you're not worried that Madriaga will be presented in the House Justice Committee hearings? We're expecting him to be there today.
I think the Committee on Justice is now getting worried. Natatakot na sila ngayon, pero nandiyan na, tutuloy na lang nila.
Adjong stressed that the Justice Committee subpoenaed certified true copies of financial documents, tax records, and reports and other relevant evidence to uncover the truth. But as you said, and as what the Vice President's camp has also said, this seems to be a fishing expedition. Pero at what point can additional evidence be introduced?
Hindi na kailangan nga kasi the moment you file your complaint, dapat may mga ebidensya ka na. Kaya nga they will have to find whether it is sufficient in form or in substance. Kasi nga, on the basis of the evidence na binigay sa'yo, pwede na i-file. Yan naman si Adjong, di naman abogado. Mr. Adjong, tama na yung papasikat mo, hindi ka naman abogado. Pwede ba? Pag hindi ho kayo abogado, huwag na kayong pumasok sa teritoryo ng mga abogado.
So in your opinion, going by that argument, tama rin yung pag-dismiss nila doon sa naging impeachment complaint against President Bongbong Marcos when some of the impeachment complaints only had news articles as attachments, at least one of them, ganun lang yung in-attach. But would you say that that's the same standard?
Yun naman moro-moro din yun Pakitang tao lang yun. Gawa-gawa rin nila yun Para kunyari, nag-file lang impeachment dito pero dinismiss namin kasi walang sustansya sa forma pati sa aligasyon. Lahat yan moro-moro
So, si Attorney Michael Powa was also subpoenaed and he is also expected to appear in the House Justice Committee hearing today. Do you think there's a risk that he will be detained eventually and be cited in contempt? Kasi ganun yung nangyari dun sa isa ring Chief of Staff ni Vice President Sara sa Office of the Vice President, kay Attorney Zuleika Lopez. And Attorney Michael Powa used to be the Chief of Staff of Vice President Sara as someone from when she was still Deputy Department of Education Secretary.
Well, given the recklessness of the Committee on Justice, it may just do that. But, pag ginawa nila, may problema na naman sila. Lalong magagalit ang tao sa kanila.
But pag naisip natin na yung nangyari dati kay Attorney Zuleika Lopez, when she was detained, that's what triggered Vice President Sara to rant. And eventually, it's what made her utter yung pati yung
yung imagined crime.
Imagine crime. Well, diyan, maraming pa rin hindi nag-agree kung talagang grave threats yun, di ba? Against the President
yung mga hindi
and the First
nag-agree,
Lady.
mga anti-inday yun. Pero kung objective ka, kahit anong tingin mo, on all fours, wala talaga.
Yeah.
Crime.
But you're not worried that that might also push the buttons of the Vice President if they detain Attorney Michael Powa and, lead her to do something that would, constitute ranting publicly katulad ng nangyari in the
I do not
past?
think so.
So, kahapon in your column, you wrote an article entitled "Political Opportunists and Sycophants Abound." And you said that
there's so many of
politicians
them.
shift alliance to advance their own interests. Do you think that the announcement of Vice President Sara that she will run for president in 2028 triggered the what you call political opportunists and sycophants around her? But before you answer this question, we'll have to take a short break. At the Forefront, we'll be right back. In your column entitled "Political Opportunists and Sycophants Abound." And meron ka mga blind item dito, but we can kind of tell who they are. But do you think the political opportunists that you're referring to that surround Vice President Sara now were triggered by her announcement that she will run for president in 2028?
I wouldn't say trigger, I would say hasten. It hastened it. Because kahit na hindi na in-announce yan, alam naman nilang tatakbo siya. Lahat ng lingwahe ng kanyang katawan shows she's going to run. Kaya yung mga yan, nagpiprepare na yan. Yung mga iba, 2 years pang eleksyon, dilipat na. Para hindi masyadong alita. Yung iba naman, will try to enjoy the benefits, the largest coming from the administration. Kaya, 1 year before, saka sila babaliktad.
So palagay mo mayroon pa, marami pa doon sa BBM administration ngayon na babaliktad eventually?
Sabi ko nga dun sa column ko, di ba, yung last paragraph, their tribe is increasing by leaps and bounds.
But kahit na blind item po yung style ng article mo, we can guess who you are referring to based on the descriptions. We have Senator Amy Marcos, former Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez, former Justice Velasco and his son, former Congressman Lord Velasco, Attorney Harry Roque. Just given the personalities you mentioned as like political opportunists, do you think that Vice President Sara sees them as political opportunists who are merely using her for her supporters or for her being a frontrunner in 2028?
Number one, I never mentioned the names you
Yes,
mentioned.
kami yung we gather from
So,
the description. Ito yung mga
It's
pero
just
kung
a
ito
guessing
nga
game.
yun, kung ito
They
yung
feel
mga yun.
alluded to,
Oo.
hindi ko kasalanan yun. Because, the description of everyone there applies to everyone who is an opportunist. Di ba? Lahat naman para-pareho. Para-pareho ang ginagawa nila. Pag malapit nang mawala ang power holders, lilipat na yan. Yeah. Meanwhile, nag-i-enjoy sila sa panahon na nandiyan pa. Kaya applicable lahat yan.
Oo, pero for
Kaya
Vice President Sara,
it could refer to anyone, not necessarily those persons you
well,
mentioned.
I encourage people
Grabe lalim ng yan ang gusto ko dito kay Panelo eh. Kaya ito honestly gustong-gusto ko tong to. Ito may pagkamasungit daw ito eh. No, hindi katulad daw nung anak niya na mas friendly. Although ang gusto ko sa kanya kasi sa kanya hindi siya yung politiko. Ito yung tipo ng tao na tatak Duterte rin. Pag sa tingin niya, political, parang opportunist, ibig sabihin, mga oportunista, talagang inaano niya. Talagang binibitawan niya. Kasi alam naman natin talaga kung sino-sino yung tunay na mga kaalyansa ni Pangulong Duterte at ng mga Duterte ever since. We all know that. At ito naman ay para bagang warning lang niya na mag-ingat tayo, there will be a lot of political opportunity, mga oportunistang mga politiko, mga trapong galawan. At ayan ay dinidiretso niya. Alam nyo, nakakatuwa. Nakakatuwa na may mga ganito pang tao. Actually, isa yan sa mga napansin ko nung nakausap natin. Lalo na nung off-cam, si pangalan nito, si Legarda. Itong si Lebiste. Makikita mo talaga yung genuine kind of heart nitong tao na ito. Na hindi political na galawan. Kasi diyan din mo makikita yung puso rin ni Baste. But, again, sabi nga nila, in politics, it's addition, not subtraction. So, as much as we can attract politician in the camp of the Duterte, it's good. But we have to be aware. Yun lang naman ang sinasabi dyan. It is good to have more alliances o mga bumabaligtad na mga mula noon sa kabilang kampo, bumabaligtad, kakampi kay Pangulong Duterte at kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Dadami yan. Gayunpaman, maging aware tayo. Dapat mapagmatsyag tayo at magbantay tayo sa kilos nila. Di ba? Pero tayo, sure tayo dyan. Napakarami kasing sigurista ngayon eh. Pagdating sa politika, yung galawang politiko na sigurista sila, ayaw nilang sumugal ng todo-todo sa isang kampo. Meron niya akong alam eh. Eto, ikikwento ko lang hindi ko na siya papangalanan. Itong nakaraang eleksyon 2025. Meron sa aming lumapit. May grupo sa aming lumapit. Ito yung mga gusto naman niya yung style ng Duterte. Gusto niya yung style. Gusto niya yung klase ng pamamalakad ng mga Duterte. Bibigyan ko kayo ng clue. Mamaya-maya. Gusto niya yung pamamalakad ng mga Duterte. Gusto niya yung estilo ng mga Duterte. Kaya noong time ng kampanya, nagpapatulong siya na kasi para bagang binabanatan siya ng mga Duterte. 'Di ba? Para naghingi siya ng bakit nagtatanong lang bakit ba siya binabanatan ng mga Duterte, supporter, tapos eventually nagpapatulong. Kaya lang habang binabatikos during the kampanya ito, ewan ko na bahagang buntot, tapang-tapangan na bahagang buntot at umiwas kay Vice President. At naglaho parang bula na lumalayo siya sa mga Duterte. Kahit sa amin, nakaibigan niya, lumayo siya sa amin. Pinush niya yung sarili niyang quote-unquote campaign strategy. Ayun, olat. Hindi ko na lang sasabihin kung sino to. Senatorial candidate ito. Ngayon, nakikita ko, naririnig ko, napapanood ko, bumabatikos na kay Marcos. Noong una, nabahagang buntot niya dahil ayaw niya mailagay siya sa mga kampo ng mga Duterte. Ngayon, nabahag na buntot. Kaya ngayon pala, bumabatikos na siya kasi alam niyang yun ang direksyon ng tao. Alam niyang yun ang direksyon ng tao at tila lumilinya na kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Although, again, as I've said, politics is addition. Okay lang natanggapin yan sa grupo ng mga Duterte. Addition yan. Pero gayon pa man, bantayan natin. Yun lang ang sinasabi dito. Bantayan
To read
natin.
it and let's see kung pareho yung kanilang guesses in
Kasi
terms
yung
of
mga
what we gather.
iba rin ang sinasabi.
Ayun sa hula nila kung sino. But do you think si Vice President Sara has the political intuition and insight to see them as opportunists based on your description of yung ugali ng mga opportunista and how will she protect herself from people like this?
Let us just say she's an intelligent person. So she knows who and how do they do it. Alam niya yun?
So,
Marunong din.
I believe, ako naniniwala din ako. Iba kasi iba yung pinapakita niya sa tao. I mean, yung halimbawa, yung kanyang, syempre, hindi naman niya pwedeng tanggihan itong particular na tao na politiko lumalapit sa kanya. Tinatanggap niya yan. I mean, sabi ko nga sa iyo, politics is addition. It's part. Di ba? Okay lang yan. Pero kasi nung nakausap namin siya na yung off-cam, alam niya kung sino talaga ang tunay niyang kaalyado. Alam niya kung sino talaga ang loyal sa kanya. Alam niya kung sino yung sumasakay lang sa kanya. Alam niya. Matalino si VP Sara Duterte. Of course, in camera, medyo syempre, parang civil siya sa mga bumabaligtad na mga politiko at pumupunta sa kanya. Which is dapat, tama naman yun. Kasi nga, politika is
They
addition.
can play the field, she can.
and out of curiosity, what's your take on former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo? I know, wala naman siya sa mga description na sinulat mo, but is she an opportunist or
No.
do you see her as a loyal friend to the
No.
Vice President?
Ayan,
Oh.
matino yan si Presidente Arroyo. Sincere.
So sincere ang kanilang
Sincere
friendship.
yan. Kaya pag sinabi niyang hindi siya interesado sa speaker, totoo yan. Katunayan, I don't think siya magiging speaker. Most likely si Ronnie.
So pero
Uno.
meron kang nakikitang potential change na naman
Marami
sa
ako
speakership.
nakausap na kongresista. Mukhang si Ronnie ang ipapalit nila. Yung NUP. Kasi ang dami na nang pumunta sa NUP.
So yung yung pinag-uusapan na attempted coup sa Congress to change the speakership to former President GMA, hindi totoo?
Sa tingin ko, kasi doon sa mga nakausap kong kongresista, they said they have the numbers.
To change the speaker?
Nag-aantay lang sila. Yung tamang panahon.
Ombudsman Boying Remulla recently said that they will file plunder charges against former Speaker Martin Romualdez, who is the President's cousin. Palagay niyo ba mangyayari ito?
in my show, sabi ko, dalawa lang yan. Either nilalaglag niya na si Martin or nagmumuro-muro na naman kayo, you're going to file a weak case para ma-dismiss.
Pero non-bailable ang
Kahit
plunder.
pa. O, pag non-bailable, file ka ng petition for bail. Mahina ang ebidensya, o di grant.
So, papasok sa exception where
Moro lahat yan.
bail can be granted.
It's all for show.
What would be the effect on President Bongbong Marcos if he fails to jail the big fish involved in the flood control scandal?
O, hindi lalong his rating will plummet more. Plummeting down, lalong babagsak.
Pag-usapan naman natin yung recent developments with...
Akala ko yung health niya.
Oo nga, ano ba yun? Fake news.
Alam mo, no amount of jumping jacks or pretending that you're healthy will escape the perception. Kasi nakikita siya eh. Di ba, one time kasi nakasabay ko siya sa isang wake. I was shocked when I saw him. Medyo naawa ako kasi halos di siya makalakad. Nalalayan siya. Tapos bumagsak ang mukha niya, bumagsak ang katawan niya eh. Sabi ko, may sakit dito. Whatever, kung ano man sakit. Kaya dapat,
Baka naman sa stress.
ang problema kasi, ang Malacanang, hindi sila transparent. Kaya ang daming chismis, ang daming spekulasyon, kasi they created the problem themselves. Eh, dapat kasi nagpapalabas na sila ng medical bulletin. Wala namang masama doon na sabihin nila. In fact, between us, I prayed for his health. Kasi presidente siya eh. Whether siya hindi ako hanga sa kanyang pamamahala, eh tao pa rin yan, mamamayang Pilipino. Saka presidente siya.
Oh, he's the leader of
Oo.
our country. Yeah.
O kaya pagdasal natin.
So, ngayon naman merong development with Davao City Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte being officially appointed as the president of the Partido Demokratikong Pilipino or PDP Laban. One, how will this affect VP Sara's presidential bid? And is this an indication na yung sinabi ni ACT Teachers Representative Antonio Tino that Baste Duterte seems to be the plan B if Vice President Sara Duterte is impeached? He's the plan B to run for president in 2028.
Wala. Hallucinating lang yan si Tino. Wala silang alam dyan. Saka, yung pagiging presidente niya, matagal na yan eh. He already assumed the presidency of the PDP Laban. Noong pa kasi nag-resign na yan si Senator Robin, ayaw niya na eh. Kaya pumasok na nga siya. Parang pinormalize lang nila yun.
So hindi to indication ng other
Hindi. Wala yan.
plans. Palagay mo hindi siya...
Saka alam mo, alam po ninyo, yung mga ganyang politika, depende yan sa sitwasyon eh. Kung anong mangyayari, hindi pa natin 2 years pa, mahaba pa eh. So if anything happens, ang daming senaryo po pwede mangyari. So ang tao ang magsasalita kung sino ang kukunin nilang presidente at
But
vice president.
You don't think it's a remote possibility na maaring si Mayor Baste Duterte ang pumalit kung sakaling
Well,
maging disqualified si
you
Vice President
speak of-
Sara?
What did you say? Possibility?
Yes.
If you speak of possibilities, then sky's the limit. Kung probabilities, yun, medyo hindi natin alam.
Oo. And after assuming the leadership of PDP, nagkaroon ng Rage Coalition, which includes Partido Reforma, Reform PH, and during this coalition, the other personalities present were, apart from Mayor Baste Duterte, Senators Christopher Bongo, Senator Robin Padilla, and Congressman Paulo
Gagong
Marcoleta.
grab yun, no?
So, is this an indication that the
May tumawag, nag-order ako ng isang pagkain, sabi nung restaurant, wala na daw sila, canceling ko daw. Gago kayo wala ba't yun ayaw nyong tanggalin dyan? Wala na pala kayo niyan di tanggalin nyo na. Ako pa yung pagkakancelin nyo, mga animal kayo. Utang ina, pangalanan ko yung restaurant na yun gusto nyo? Wag na. Umorder kasi ko Tapos paka-cancel sa akin? Kagaguhan nyo yan dapat tinatanggal ninyo Pag alam nyong wala na Init ng ulo mo, banat ba yan? Sorry naman.
coalition will continue to grow? Kasi meron na tayong Partido Reforma and Reform PH.
Alam po niyo sa akin yung mga coalition na yan. Okay yan, maganda yan. Pero ang taong bayan pa rin. ang may hawak ng tagumpay o pagkabigo ng isang kandidato.
Yun.
Given
Tama
the
yan.
situation now, kahit na walang mga coalition, panalo si Inday Sara.
At hindi
Correct.
ka worry na merong dark horse in the
Wala,
horizon?
there's sinong dark horse?
Or Lenny
Naku,
Robredo.
I don't think VP Lenny will run. Natalo na siya. Ayaw niya nang masaktan ulit. Tsaka nga, alam niya naman ang sitwasyon.
You mean, what's the situation?
The situation is talagang si Inday Sara ang destined to be president.
Okay,
Yun.
lastly, Kiko Barzaga. He's a known Duterte ally. He has already said that he will support Vice President Sara in 2028. Just yesterday, a court issued a warrant of arrest against him for 8 counts of cyber libel, and he surrendered to the Cavite police. Do you think that there's basis for him to say that this is political persecution, or is there really, this was really a long time coming na dahil sa mga sinasabi niya publicly?
Well, ang tingin ko kasi Kiko nagpapakilala. Gusto niyang makilala ng taong bayan for future forays to the electoral offices that he might want to occupy. Pero dahil bata pa, saka hindi rin siya lawyer, so meron siya mga utterances na baka you're crossing the line.
Ay, hindi calculated
Oo.
or ano.
Kaya
hindi yan-
nandemanda siya.
Oo.
But sa tingin ko, dahil bata pa siya, gusto niya yun. Lalo siya makikilala.
And lastly, because we're out of time, so very quickly lang, si Kiko Barzaga, his father endorsed Vice President Lenny Robredo then.
Noon yun.
Oo. Si Kiko, do you think he's a political opportunist? Based on how you classify people dun sa column mo yesterday, political opportunist or sincere supporter of Vice
Yes,
President
I
Sara?
said, he's young and he wants to project himself. That's opportunism for himself to be known. Not necessarily the opportunism I have in mind using other people to enjoy the benefits of being with them as friends or alliance or allies.
So in short, hindi siya yung katulad ng mga minention mo sa column mo na tumatalon-talon sa mga administration
Hindi,
to reap the
tingin ko.
benefits of
Bata pa yan, ang alam ko, pasaway na ron siya sabi ng kanyang mga kamag-anak Pero nakakatuwa naman siya.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Sal, and
Yo, no, maraming salamat, Attorney Sal Panelo, dahil isa kang matinding haligi ng politika. Alam mo, ito yung mga dapat pinakikinggan din yung political analyst. Huwag kayo nagpapakinig sa mga, ay naku, ewan ko, mga galing-galingan na political analyst na feeling abogado kahit hindi naman. Ang dami dyan sa mga pinklawan, feeling mga abogado. May abogado nga sila, bayot naman. Ay hindi mo rin talaga maasahan, di ba? Kaya mga banateros, kung totoo man ang nakita natin ngayon dyan sa trial, which is imposible, hindi na ito simpleng usapin ng politika, usapin na ito ng katotohanan laban sa kampihan. Ayan ang totoo dyan. Kung mga mambabatas na halatang biased, kung may mga proseso na parang niluluto, para bagang sa basketball, lutong Macau. Hindi ba panahon na para magtanong ang taong bayan? Kayo, ano sa tingin ninyo? Panalo ba talaga ang hustisya o panalo lang ang impluensya upang pagtakpan ang mali-malitang na-deliver sa kanila? O di kaya, baka naman, dahil sila'y napag-utusan lamang ng kanilang leader na nagbigay ng maleta sa kanila na gipitin nyo yan, gamitin nyo yung entablado na yan upang ma-prejudge na si BP Sara Duterte. Kaya ako naniniwala ako dito na si BP Sara Duterte ang wagi dito. Bakit? Kasi nakikita ng taong bayan na halatang halata ang mga congressman, halatang halata na niluluto nila, halatang halatang wala namang sapat na ebidensya, at ngayon ay tila, sabi nga, fishing expedition o naghahalungkat para makahanap ng ebidensya. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, maganda I-comment ninyo ang inyong mga opinion sa baba. I-like nyo ang video na to. Kung gusto nyo, mas ilantad ang mga ganitong issue, i-share nyo na. At syempre mga kababayan, baka naman pwedeng mag-subscribe na po kayo